Apparently, some top Republican donors are absolutely furious with Ted Cruz after what he did at the convention. So the National Review reports here, the senator's top donors were crucial during the primary's opening phase in amassing the funds, both for the campaign and the super PAC, needed to convince skeptics of his viability as a serious presidential candidate. But some of his high-profile benefactors, hell-bent on keeping Hillary Clinton out of the White House, are now livid at what they perceive as a betrayal of the pledge he made last year to support the Republican nominee. One of them said, quote, "I was utterly shocked. He gave a world-class speech, and had he stopped 7/8 of the way through, nobody would doubt he'd be the nominee in 2020 or 2024. This is one person who's among Cruz's biggest donors and bundlers. Instead, he goes and says, vote your conscience, which everyone knows means F Trump." So they go on to explain that top donors to Ted Cruz are now saying, you can forget about 2020. You're done. You're cut off. See, there are some Republicans who say, some Republican donors who say, yes, I preferred Jeb Bush. Yes, I preferred Marco Rubio. Yes, I preferred, you fill in the blank with all these different establishment Republicans. Yes, I picked Ted Cruz at some point because though he portrays himself as anti-establishment, he is more pro-establishment than somebody like Trump. So I went down the line here, but now only Trump is left, and fuck it, I'm going to go for Trump because I hate Hillary that much. That's the thinking of some donors. Other Republican donors go, no, I just no interest whatsoever in Donald Trump, like, for example, the Koch brothers. They're just one example, but there are many others as well. So the ones who apparently were funding Ted Cruz, or many of them who were funding Ted Cruz, they're in the camp of, okay, I don't like it, but I'm going to go with Trump because I hate Hillary that much more. And they think, for whatever reason, hey, we can control Trump. This money's going to have an effect. So, yes, we're going to donate to him and we're going to be on his team. Well, when Cruz came out there at the convention and he refused to endorse Trump, apparently they viewed what he did actually very similar to how I viewed it, which is, it wasn't brave. People act like, oh, it's so brave of what Ted Cruz did, refusing to endorse Trump. My ass cheeks, it's brave. It is sheer political calculation. He doesn't want to endorse Trump because if Trump loses, he gets to say what? I didn't endorse him. What are you guys talking about? If he wins and then does poorly in office, he gets to say, see, this is why I didn't endorse him. Or if he wins and does well, then Cruz gets to say, I was at the convention and I gave a speech. So, I was there all along, so I don't know what you guys are talking about. So it was a political calculation where no matter what happens, he gets to look back and he has an argument. He gets to say, I did this, I did that. Now, that's just clearly narcissistic, and it's obviously all about him. Now, I think Trump is a fucking monster, don't get me wrong. But Cruz, I think, is actually a worse monster, a bigger monster than Donald Trump, and may even be a bigger narcissist than Donald Trump. So these donors look at what happened with Cruz and they go, you fucking idiot. Like, so you're going to risk our guy because you want to be the guy in 2020 and you don't care about a potential Hillary Clinton presidency. So, all right, fuck off. How about we don't back you in 2020? Guys, I cannot explain to you the extent to which Ted Cruz will be irrelevant without gigantic sums of donor money. I can't explain it to you. Because he already was a sort of a fringy character, but fringe within the establishment. This solidifies him as outside of the establishment. When he did that government shutdown, remember that over, we can't stop funding Obamacare, and I'm going to shut the government down. He led that. And a lot of donors did not like that. They lost money. A lot of businesses lost money because when you shut down the government, a lot of government contracts don't go out, and they don't get paid. So that hurt the economy, and that hurt a lot of big business. So that was kind of an anti-establishment move, albeit for all the wrong reasons. But people already were like, I don't know, this Cruz character is a little weird. And then with his over-the-top uber religiosity, he's a Christian theocrat, and he wants to turn America into Saudi Arabia, the Christian Saudi Arabia. A lot of donors are like, I'm not with all that. Like, I love the fact that maybe I could buy you, but everything else, I don't know about that social agenda shit. So now, after this, dude, he is so done. I already said it, and I'm going to say it again. He is going to try to run again. when he does run again, he will get his ass handed to him in epic fashion. Ted Cruz equals Rick Santorum. Ted Cruz equals Rick Santorum. What happened with Rick Santorum? Ran a bunch of times. Hey, one time he ran, look at that. He won Iowa. Wow, he's a serious contender. And then, just fucking flames out and does shitty when all's said and done. He's also like Mike Huckabee. Mike Huckabee, oh, he won Iowa. Look at that. He's a very serious contender. He hung in there until the end, but this is a few election cycles ago. And then when Santorum ran again and Huckabee ran again, what happened? They got their asses handed to them. I guarantee you the same thing happens with Cruz. He's going to run again, and he's going to get his ass handed to him. Because he is the same as Rick Santorum and Mike Huckabee. He's appealing to the same group of people. The uber fundamentalist evangelical Christians, the Kool-Aid drinking far right wingers. This isn't necessarily the same group that Donald Trump gets. Don't get me wrong, he does get a lot of evangelical support, and now that Cruz is gone, most of those people are like, oh yeah, totally, Donald Trump. But Donald Trump also has the appeal of bringing in those blue-collar, white working-class voters who are kind of xenophobic, a little bigoted, but they really want their jobs back, and they really want to have a middle-class life. You know, union workers who've been voting Democratic this entire time, and they feel like they've snubbed them because they have. So they're like, fuck it, I'll go for Trump. He's speaking against TPP. Trump has that appeal, too. Ted Cruz does not have that appeal. Ted Cruz only has the appeal to the super-duper-duper evangelical fundamentalist religious folks in the country, which is why he did so well in Utah, Mormon country, which is why he did so well in Iowa, but he didn't really do well anywhere else now, did he? He won a few here and there, but he won mostly in places that are not really a good representation of the demographics and the mindset of all Americans. So he's going to run again. He's going to get his ass handed to him. And I actually, this is maybe one of the first times ever on Secular Talk, I've agreed with a group of Republican donors where the donors are like, fuck this guy, Ted Cruz. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. Fuck you. And I hate the media, too, and they're reporting on this. Ted Cruz is so principled. No, he's not. He's a narcissistic, political calculating little bitch. He wants to run again. He wants to be the guy, so he's going to bite the bullet now. And then, the next time around, I'll do well, and I didn't endorse him and tie myself to Trump. Let's see how that goes. It's going to go terribly, because now your donors are even telling you to fuck off.